So I'm gonna give you all a few tips. Normally I do a whole half-day workshop on conflict management, but I'm gonna give you a few tips right here and we can talk about them, okay? So one quote that I read in The Art of War by Sun Tzu said, "To win without fighting is best." Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't fight or that it's not a time to fight. But if you can win without fighting, that's usually the best way. And there are ways, if you're sharp, if you're shrewd, right? If you understand what's going on, you know your rights, you know the procedures, then there are ways for you to say, you know what? Okay, I got you. I see what's going on here. I know how to win without having to get into this long, protracted fight with you. And I hope Dr. Lee didn't mind me saying this, but I saw her do that a few years ago. You know, and when she was having some issues in one place, she was like, "That's cool, ain't no problem. I'm a document. I'm gonna let y'all know what I don't agree with. We're gonna make sure it's in writing, and then I'm gonna make a lateral move." Right? So she didn't have to fight. She said, "I got y'all. I'm gonna document everything." But she explored the ways. Do I stay here and fight over this? You know, going forward, or can I win without fighting? Yes, she won without fighting. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Dr. Lee, you wanted to say something right there? I heard you saying, "Yep."
I just say, "Yep."
Oh, okay. All right. The next thing when you're dealing with conflict, that is this: you got to identify what is and is not under your control. So if you focus on the issue, sometimes that's under your control. Individuals, other people, that's hard. Like that's like the last resort because that might require you to make a move. You can't change people. Y'all know this already, right? So you got to identify what is and is not under your control. Typically, whoever is the most flexible and adaptable in the system is usually the one who's exerting the most influence or who can get the most out of that particular system. Why? Because the more adaptable and flexible you are, the more you're able to figure out how to win without fighting, okay? So when you're resolving conflicts, I said this a couple of times. This is Duncan number 36, and I'm going to say it again. Be sure you focus on the issue first, not the individual, okay? People aren't always, persons not necessarily his or her behavior. So you might not understand why his behavior or her behavior is outwardly manifesting like that, but that does not mean that since you're not a mind reader or anything like along those lines, as best you can, you want to focus on the issue, okay? A vital component of effectively dealing with conflict and difficult people, now y'all ready for this one, is to be able to determine if you are the cause of the conflict or if you're the difficult person. I'm going to tell you right now, anybody on any given day, depending on what's going on, can be somebody else's difficult person. I don't care how cool, laid back you are, or how gregarious you are, or charismatic you are, or how quiet, how compromised. It doesn't matter what you are. Human beings are human beings, right? And so at any given point in time, we have to accept the fact that, you know what, I might be the difficult person in this particular scenario. And the cool thing about it is if you are the difficult person, that's usually the best thing because the easiest person in the world to make some adjustments and changes to is you. So that's great. All right. Now, if you find out it's the other person, that's much more challenging to deal with. All right. And so this is some things to keep in mind. Disrespect is unacceptable. So that's why you should always know your rights and your options. And I think documentation is one of your best assets for conflict management as well. So those are just some tips I jotted down real quick to bring it up to talk to you all about to help unpack that because somebody specifically asked about it.